this is Haley from Loop by Loop Studio. We're doing our Monday's tips and tricks a little bit later in the day today because I wanted to do it here from my studio where I have my Morgan no slip hoops. These are a newer product for our store. We've always relied on quilting hoops, just regular wooden ones to sell among our kits and all our supplies and everything like that, but they're not being manufactured anymore. So I have upgraded to these lovely 1-inch thick, very, very sturdy plastic hoops. They're a little more of an investment piece, but they will last you for many, many projects to come. So I just wanted to show you these hoops and show you how sturdy they are. They have a nice big nut and bolt here at the top that are really a lot easier to do and undo, or screw and unscrew. They also, once you take them apart, you can see the thing about them is that they have a groove situation going on. So they actually have this groove here to make holding your pattern taut, it operates a lot better because of this groove and this chamber that's right here. So that's why they're considered no slip plastic hoops, is because that little groove fits in the chamber and your pattern fits in between. So a question I got a couple weeks ago is, how do you move your hoop around a project? And so I just wanted to demonstrate on a couple different projects I have here. I have a project here. You can see it actually has the line of the hoop on it because that's how I've been keeping the hoop there. This is a practice piece. It's what I demo on for these videos, and for when people come in and need a little demonstration. And I just wanted to show you how you would use this hoop on this project. So even though I have little spots hooked on this piece, you can actually see, like right here, I'm not sure if you can get a close up, the loops, they stand straight up and down, but right here is where I actually had them squished. And I've had this hoop on this piece for probably about a month, and it did get a little bit squished, but just with some gentle kind of finessing with my hands, I can get those loops to stand straight back up. So I guess my point to that is, if you have a project and you're working on it on a hoop, don't keep the hoop on your project for more than a month, or else these creases might become a little more permanent. If you think you're not going to work on it for a while, take it off of your hoop, store your hoop separately, and just roll your project up gently so that it doesn't leave any more creasing than this. This I can still kind of finagle with my fingers, but if it's longer than that, it might do a little bit more permanent damage to your rug. But also saying that, this means I can squish these loops with my hoop, no problem. I'm using a quilting hoop, especially a strong one, because that's going to allow me to squish these loops. So that makes sense. You don't want to use an embroidery hoop or anything like that because it's just too thin and it's just not sturdy enough. So let me just go ahead and show you what I mean, and all this might make a little more sense. So I'm going to slip this over. I can move anywhere on this pattern, but since I'm kind of working in the middle, I might as well just show you in the middle. So you really want to undo this nut and bolt here to slip it over. You'll have to undo this more and more the more you fill in your project, because it gets plusher and plusher, of course. So now that I can feel that my pattern's in there, I can kind of feel the hoop connected, that little groove and chamber like I was showing you, I'm just going to start tightening it up again. It does take a little bit of finger strength because, like I said, it gets really strong. Your hoop is strong, your rug is strong, so it gets tighter and tighter and a little bit harder. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all the edges of my monk's cloth pattern all the way around. You can see it kind of moving and tightening. Let me give it a little tug. I'm gonna actually undo it a tiny bit. That's how effective these Morgan hoops are. They almost get too tight, and then you can't even pull your monk's cloth tighter. So now I'm just tightening it up, kind of pulling in all directions, pulling my pattern, tightening the nut. Wow, yeah, that's really tight. That's perfect. So I have it drum tight. These hoops are really, really great for this. And again, you can see I have my pattern squished in there at the moment. So this is, you know, tightening on the monk's cloth plus the plush of my hooking. So I thought this doesn't have a lot filled in at the moment. So I thought I'd also demonstrate how to use a hoop on a piece that's really quite filled in so you can get all those little spots. So let me undo this. If I'm not gonna work on this for a while, I just like to roll it up, keeps it in the safest form, anything from creasing. And now I have this piece here, which you can see is a lot more plush in the middle there. I'm going to demonstrate the same thing. So the piece goes underneath, the piece without the nut and bolt? No, what is it? Fastener and screw? I don't know. You know what I mean though, right? So now I'm going to have to undo it quite a bit because I'm trying to slip over this really plush area. So I like to kind of squish it down over where it's hooked first. You can see I really got to kind of work it in there. And undo it even more. There we go. You can see it's really, really tight where the hooking is, but not as tight where it's not hooked, which makes sense, right? Now I'm gonna kind of hold it down with one hand, tighten it with the other. There we go. I got it all in there. Just kind of have to force it a little bit. You can see I'm just getting it to a point where it feels like it's not gonna pop off. And this is a 10-inch hoop. With a piece this big, you could really use a 14-inch hoop, maybe a 16-inch hoop, but that's why it's a little tough to get on there. So now that I have it tight on there, I know it's not gonna pop off. I'm gonna undo it a tiny bit like I did with the monk's cloth. And I'm gonna do that same tugging on my pattern. I'm really just kind of tugging it, getting it drum tight where I need to hook. Not really worrying about this. This doesn't need to be pulled tight. You don't have to finagle that. But just the places that I might reach while I'm hooking. That's kind of what I'm mostly worried about. So while I'm pulling the tension taut, I'm tightening the hoop. I've decided I don't know what these things are called. I guess the fastener is the best thing. And then, so these areas are now drum tight. And you're ready to rock and roll. So that's how you kind of operate with a hoop on areas that you've already hooked. You just really wedge it into a quilting hoop. Like I said, keep it in there for a little while, but if you think you're putting away a project, like say for summer or something, just like undo it and roll it up, keep it separate and safe so that your project doesn't get permanently creased. But if you're working on it continuously, you'll pop this baby around so you can reach all the corners. Like I said, this is a large piece, so you want to kind of move it around and everything. Nice thing about using a hoop and moving your project around is you can really kind of see the whole thing as you work, and you can move to different areas depending on, you know, where you think needs a little more color or what you're fascinated by. So yeah, so I hope this was helpful. A little bit longer than other videos because I just wanted to show a little bit more than usual. Thank you. If anybody is a new follower, I did a takeover with Fiber Art Now this weekend, and a lot of new people joined us, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you, and have a great Monday. And if you have any questions for me, send them to me. You can go to my website, loopbyloopstudio.com. I have a contact form right there. You can send me questions, and maybe I'll do a video answering those questions. Thanks again. Take care. Bye.